Hi everyone! Assalamualaikum! Welcome back to our channel. And for those of you who are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing to our channel and hit the like button.
And don't forget to comment.
And please do not forget to hit the notification bell so that you get all the latest updates whenever we post a new video. This week we have
Gyu Don!
Whee! So this Gyu Don, we cook it ourselves. We saw a YouTuber who did it, and it seems pretty easy.
Yes.
It was an inspiration, like you said.
Yes, an inspiration. Yeah, it is an inspiration.
Yeah, it is super easy, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So without further ado, we are going to
try.
I mean, it looks delicious. We haven't tried it yet, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it tastes as good.
I think I just get the beef first. So try the beef and also the sauce.
Jemput makan semua.
Okay. As I expected, Japanese food is a bit sweet, but delicioso. That one not Japanese. Sorry, guys.
World tour, you think?
But it's nice. It's damn nice.
It's really super easy. I'm not even using it. I'm just funny. It is honestly good.
Yes, it is. And for this kind of recipe, Japanese do like to have a lot of eggs in it. Yeah.
It's not that easy. No, sorry. It's not that difficult.
Yes, I'm using easy. No, it's not easy.
You just stir fry some sliced beef.
Yep.
And then after that, put in the onions.
And also the sauce.
The sauce. What is the sauce?
Okay, so we use dashi stock and as well as soy sauce, but you have to be very careful to put the soy sauce because otherwise it's going to be very salty.
And also sugar, guys.
Yes, correct.
So that's the reason why it's a bit sweet. It's not that sweet like you can get diabetes from it, but it's pretty sweet lah, I would say.
It's so nice.
It is. Oh my god.
Oh, it's so yum.
It's so yum. It's so ayam, but there's no ayam here. Okay.
Japanese say, "Itadakimasu."
Itadakimasu.
Okay, so as usual, while we're eating, we'll start a story. So this week, we're going to tell stories about Kampung Ghost.
Kampung stories.
Kampung stories.
Ghost stories. Ghost stories. Kampung series.
Okay, this is the stories are being told by some of our relatives. Okay, this story took place.
Most of it is our dad.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah.
This story took place in the early 1970s. We were not even born yet. We have an aunt who used to love wearing anklets with a bell on it. So each time she went to work or come back home, the family and neighbors will know when she come back. So
It's like notification.
yeah. So why the neighbors? Because they used to live at one of the government we call it quarters or barracks. They call it now. where all the neighbors would share a very narrow corridor Okay, it's very narrow corridor. Not like ours now. Now our corridor is very huge. Like maybe you can walk like 3-4 people in a
And
row.
sometimes your neighbors also doesn't even know you.
Yeah. So everyone will be walking at each other's
Sorry guys,
corridor.
I'm drinking matcha.
Oh yeah, same as me. See?
I'm drinking the cold one and he's
I'm
drinking the hot one.
Yep. So, and everyone will be walking at each other's corridor. Okay. So somehow, one morning, while trying to wear her shoes to work, the family neighbor asked my aunt, Di, lambat kau balik semalam, which means the neighbor was saying, you come back home so late last night. Kerja lambat ke? So you finish work late. So my aunt was taken aback. She asked, why would the neighbor thought that she was working late that night?
Why that? Actually, I know this story because my aunt told me also.
Yeah. So the neighbor said, aku dengar aku loceng kaki kau semalam depan rumah aku. Kau jalan balik di rumah kau. He said like that.
So
Okay?
meaning
Which means
to say that my aunt is going back
home
back
from
home.
work.
So the neighbor,
Can
because she
hear.
has to pass by the neighbor's house before she can reach her house, right?
Yeah.
So that's why when she passed by the neighbor's house, they can hear ching
Ting ting ting. So my aunt said, tapi semalam hari aku cuti. Satu hari aku kat rumah tak keluar pun. Which means is that last night he's on her off day. He didn't even go out. She didn't even go out. Excuse me, sorry guys. She didn't even go out last night. Then the neighbor said, Abi, siapa yang aku dengar semalam? So
Siapa,
it means
guys?
like who did she or he? I think it's a she, isn't it? Okay. So who did she heard last night? Maybe around 12 a.m. like that, right?
Minat.
Yeah, midnight lah. So that's where I thought to come back home late, right? So from that moment on, my aunt stopped using her anklet because I think something followed.
So imitate.
Imitate lah, okay, imitate her sound from the anklet. Yeah, so
Imitate her movement lah, maybe.
yeah. Sometimes like very scary that if these things can actually imitate you.
I'm
Worse,
sure this thing can imitate you.
worse can imitate your whole body.
Yeah.
Like you can, like your hubby come home thinking that you're your hubby. My gosh, scary. Oh, so nice, right?
Okay, so guys, the next story came from my mom. Thanks, mom, for sharing this story with us. So this story also happens at her kampung. It's also the barrack house that we were talking about, the quarters that we were talking about. So my mom's quarters, my mom's family quarters, her flat, sort of, is on the ground floor. Okay, so how the flat is positioned is how the house is positioned is that the back door, or maybe it's the front door.
Oh,
Yeah, so the front door is facing the field. Okay, in front of her flat there is a field. Okay, and
Okay,
this,
before that, sorry, because I was saying that back door or front door because back then
They have back door and
they have a back door. Yeah, okay, sorry.
yeah, so my mom house was facing the front door was facing the field, and this field there's two swings on this field. Yeah, so every night one of the swing will move and the other
Oh.
one will be stationary.
Mm.
Yeah, and then they will hear ee, 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 ee. Yeah, they will hear this sound, and then they are young kids, right, back
Yeah,
then.
during that time, yeah.
So they will peep. They will peep through the window. They will try to see who is the one playing the swing. But it turns out, guys, there is no one. There is no one at the swing, but the swing is in momentum,
Yeah.
and it's always swinging.
Yeah.
It's never stop. It doesn't stop. And there's no one. Yeah. So that's story number 2. So this story. So this is our third story, right? So our third story is told by my dad. So our third and last story is told by my dad. Okay. So sorry aku penyik-penyikkan dia. So this happens I think when my dad is already working. And he was working at a factory lah when he was younger, right? And then when they come back, Ayah got onto the bus with his friends from the workplace. And then when he come back, he was with a few of his friends. They all same kampung, same factory lah. And then they come back, and then right when you enter the kampung, right, you will see surau, right, like a small mosque, right? So it's called surau in Malay. And then so they decided, solat Isya. So because they came back quite late already, so all of them say, it's already Isya time, so let's go and do our solat, our Isya prayer. So they all went to do the Isya prayer. They all came out after that, and then they moved into the kampung slightly further, and then in front of, or maybe slightly beyond the like a mama shop, and then they were just standing right slightly further down than the mama shop, and then they were like standing there because there's a junction, you see. So the mama shop is here, and then there's a junction.
It's like a Y junction.
Yeah. So there's a junction here, and then so that junction is where they should be splitting, right? So instead of splitting, because they were talking, boys, right? So they chit chat, enjoy the conversation. So they stood down there, and the 6 of them, they were still talking, and then suddenly they heard dogs howling, right? They heard dogs howling from afar, and then a few moments later, they actually saw like a sheet, like a white sheet floating. They, according to my dad, it's not even like high up in the sky. It's quite low. It's flying quite low, and it's like teasing the dogs because the dogs were chasing after it, and then it flew just right beside them, guys. So they're like 6 of them over here, right? And then they were just flying like that. Yeah, and my dad and his friends were like, of course they were freaking out, right? They were like, apa benda ni? Right? And then like the dogs were still chasing after them, and then they went on to, I think the sheet of white, whatever, the white sheet, who went all the way to the open field, and then the dogs were just continuing chasing after it. So they were like dumbfounded. They were standing down there. They were like, what just happened? Yeah, and then they were like, okay, time to balik. So everybody like split, man. Everybody like, okay, it's time to go home already. Yeah, I thought that was kind of like scary, weird and funny as well.
And scary as well.
Yeah, like I don't know what that thing is thinking. If that thing has got a brain, I don't know whether what it was thinking. Like like flying so low and so visible to. I'm sure the mama shop also is still open at that time.
Yeah.
Right. So many people will.
It is not 24 hours though. It's just that. Like 7-Eleven now is 24 hours, right? But back then they still close late. But it's just that. Maybe somewhere around 9, then they will just close lah. Yeah.
So really, there must be people around, because my parents, my dad, and his friends were still around. So really don't know what they were thinking. It was thinking. Because all this while, it wants to be invisible,
most of the time.
To the naked eye.
So as some of you may already know that we used to stay in kampung, like I'm saying just now, during our childhood days. Obviously, our dad also stayed longer lah, right, in the kampung. So basically, this story happened to him when he was about 13 or 14 years old. When he's very young, when he's young. His kampung house was obviously made out of wood, and back then it was literally an open kitchen concept. Where the
I've never seen this particular house before.
Yeah, I did. I saw
Really?
it. Yeah, but when I saw that, the back has already been covered by the wood, by the
No,
plank of wood.
I meant I've never seen the one that is without the cover. I've never seen
So
it.
you just imagine it lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, that place is also actually our aunt saw a headless guy. It's the same
that
spot.
portion ah?
Yeah, that's a spot.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know.
But when we are already around, that portion that back part is already been covered by the plank of wood lah, so
Yeah.
that it's a little bit privacy for the family. Okay, so each night my dad was tasked to close the kitchen side wall. So I don't know if you guys, the later generation maybe doesn't know that, but I saw it myself. Okay, so it's like a plank of wood, so you have to just chuck together, so it will be like just even though
Like arranging it together.
yes. So even though it's not really
Secure.
nicely secured, so you can see
You can peep through.
Yeah, you can peep through actually. So okay, might have to arrange the planks of wood on the side of the kitchen to create a wall, so that there is some enclosure to ensure that no one or animal can make a mess of the kitchen. So one night, at about 11 p.m., my dad went to the kitchen to put up the makeshift wall. Okay, as it was his nightly routine. He was about 13 to 14 years old. That guy. So
Because
that happened.
Ayah is the oldest.
Your hand with a rod of rice. That's how yummy it is. You didn't even realize. Excuse me. Disgusting is had it. So,
Okay, so the thing is that our dad, Ayah, is the oldest.
yeah.
So too bad lah, being the oldest.
So am I.
Usually kenal arrow kan.
So during that time when he was 13 to 14 years old when this happened, so my grandma was around to accompany him that time. So during that time, my dad is since he's the oldest, so I believe during that time of his age, like 13 to 14, maybe some of the siblings are already around.
Yeah.
Not the entire one, okay? Not the entire siblings. So while putting up the last few planks, he heard the sound of heavy chain being dragged from the front yard of the home to the side of the kitchen. By the time he finished his task, the sound of the chain stopped, and grandma sat beside him and asked him to recite some Quranic verses. Why? Okay, this is why I'm telling the story. Instead of reciting, my dad's young mind decided to peep. Out of all things, he decided to peep at what was outside of the kitchen. So there he saw a huge human-like figure, dark, very dark, and hairy, wrapped in chains. Not sure if the creature actually knew that was actually peeping him.
I have a feeling he knew. It
Yeah.
knew.
So,
I mean, like this kind of things, they know when they are being seen. I feel.
I think so lah. I think so. So because of that, I think he knew that my dad was looking at him. He banged the chain against the side of the home plank panel. Yeah, like because it's wood, it's not the chain. Excuse me.
I don't understand why our sound effect was different, yeah.
So So and my dad can remember during that time is the because it was like slammed onto the plank of wood, right? So the kitchen wall vibrated very vigorously. Yeah, that's how hard that the chain was hit on the plank of wood.
But I think it's
The
also
planks of
because
wood.
the plank is not like fixed. It's not a permanent
That's the
fixture.
thing, because it's not a fixture kind of thing. So that's
Yeah,
why.
so that's why it vibrates.
Yeah. So the creature knew the chain the creature threw or how do I say it? Slam, is it? The chain a few times on the side of the plank of wood. So grandma urged dad to recite Quranic verses. After which he started doing so. By now he's already getting scared of the being outside of the home. So luckily the thing just go away.
Just on its own.
Yeah, because I think that recited the Quranic verses lah. Okay, so that is the last story of for this episode.
So what do you think of the stories that we have told today? And all these stories happened, I think, in the 60s, 70s, right? Or maybe in...
No, maybe in the 60s, correct.
Yeah, for my dad, I think it happens in the 60s. Yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, like, would you guys be able to survive if you guys are born in that era?
Yeah.
And living in kampung house with all these kind of disturbances, how would you guys react?
Do you guys ever live in kampung houses before?
Comment down below.
We have the experience, guys.
Yeah, but just for a little while. Yeah. So we're gonna finish the food. It was really satisfying. It was really good. It was really nice. We will do it. I think we will do it again in the future. Yeah, because it is really good and it's super easy to do.
Perhaps the next time we do, Gyu Don and some sushi that around will be around.
Ooh,
Why not?
sushi.
Good idea, right?
Okay, so if you have an idea of what we should be eating next, put it down in the comment section
Yes, why
below
not?
as well. Yeah, so we'll see you again next week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Lead up the notification bell so that you get all the latest updates whenever we post a new video.
Guys, don't forget to like our videos, and don't forget to leave a comment and share our videos to whomever that you know, or might you have any connections or contacts.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that our videos will get more visibility. Right, we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.